Hello and welcome to today's session, Level Up Productivity with Generative AI in Adobe Acrobat. Let's begin today's presentation.
Welcome everyone, I'm Lori DeFurio, Principal Evangelist at Adobe. Thank you for joining us today for Level Up Productivity with Generative AI in Adobe Acrobat. I'm joined today by my colleague, Alex Gay, Senior Director for Acrobat here at Adobe. Hi, Alex.
Thanks, Laurie. I'm really happy to be here. I've been working on Acrobat for a long time, and I've got to tell you, this is one of the most exciting releases that we've had. So excited to share it with you.
Glad to have you, Alex. We'll be addressing a few questions during this session, but if you have a question we don't answer, feel free to click the Contact Us button in the console, and an Adobe sales team member will be in touch.
Today, Alex and I will discuss some important questions about this new technology in Acrobat. What is generative AI in Acrobat? How will generative AI capabilities in Acrobat help me with my work? And then we'll finish with some frequently asked questions around availability, ethics, and security. Generative AI is everywhere.
Yeah, we haven't seen a change in the technology landscape like this in a long time. And it's really transforming the way that we are looking at everything, from the way that we get our work done to the insights that we can draw. But this technology is evolving at such a rapid rate. You've really got to be able to understand what are the problems that can be best solved by the technology to be able to harness it most effectively. So for us, it's an exciting way of taking a burgeoning technology and use it to get people insights that they need faster.
Okay, so what is generative AI in Acrobat? Let's take a look. Well, that was an exciting video. So what's really going on here inside of Acrobat? What are we doing and what are you hearing from customers?
Well, before I jump into what we actually have that's within the AI assistant, I think it's important to note that a lot of what we've brought to market is as a result of the 30 years of experience that we've had working with PDFs. When we first introduced the file format, we've learned across all of that period about how we can make that content more leverageable, how we can understand document structure, and use all of that knowledge to power an AI-driven experience to get more knowledge out of those documents at a much faster rate. So what we're bringing to market with AI for AI Assistant in Acrobat is really about, within the context of work that people are doing, we know that PDFs are the most common file format that most people use, that we can bring the ability to ask questions of the document, get summaries from the document, and get that knowledge from that document at a much faster rate. So we are all overwhelmed with the amount of information that comes to us. This is a way of being able to quickly synthesize large amounts of information in a document and get trusted answers from that document to be able to use and move on faster. So that's the exciting part for us, taking all of this knowledge that we have of 30 years of PDF and making it bring true value to everyone that opens up a PDF document.
So with all of the content that's coming towards you, how can you very quickly get the most valuable insights from documents?
I think that is probably the biggest challenge that people face. I think we've all got that folder that exists somewhere on our computers. Like, I need to get to that information at some point. I need to open up that document, and we never get to it. It's just there as a virtual shelfware. But with the assistant, what you're able to do is go back to all of that content that has those rich insights, whether you're in marketing and you're looking at landscape reviews, or it's an ability to go into customer transcripts, or you're in sales and you're trying to find out more about your company prospects. You're able to digest that content much faster by opening up, getting the summary, and then being able to ask questions that get to the real core parts of that information fast. We've seen the use cases across Adobe blossom awesome. And the impact that employees are seeing across the board, it's been unbelievable.
I agree. And this is really game changing for document consumption. You know the saying TLDR, too long didn't read, like your folder full of files, right? And this is taking us into a new place where no one needs to say that anymore. There'll be nothing that's too long to read because it'll be easy to consume, whatever the content is. And speaking of that, I'd like to think about how would that help me with my work?
Well, so it's been a massive efficiency boost for people that are looking to spend less time searching through documents and more time on their high value work. So how they can extract those insights faster to be able to focus on the things that matter. And so we see common use cases appear across the organization. Here's just a few examples. But internally at Adobe, we've been using this for the past 6 months across departments as diverse as HR and our financial analysts. And for them, it's all about how quickly they can synthesize all of this information and consume it. So as an example, within our investor relations team, they were able to take information from analyst reports across other companies within our field in spaces that we're interested in understanding, synthesize all of this information quickly and be able to provide summaries at the touch of a button to send out to all of their stakeholders. This is saving those analysts 5 or 6 hours a week, where they would normally be trying to compile, digest, synthesize, and send out that information. So that's the power that AI Assistant can have. And you can think about how you would start to use those 5 or 6 hours every week on something that was truly game-changing.
100%. It doesn't matter what your role is or what department you work in or what organization you work at. There's a use case for you.
Absolutely.
So let's take a look at the first use case. With AI Assistant in Acrobat, there's no need for TLDR, too long, didn't read. AI Assistant will provide instant insights, allowing you to get quick understanding of your long documents and spend more time on the most important information and quickly summarize and format information for repurposing. For this use case, I need to review this annual report and provide a summary to share with my extended team. This document is a 100+ page annual report. Documents like this can take hours to review and find specific information and topics that are most important to the use case. With Generative Summary, it's easy to get a quick understanding of the content, generating an instant overview of the document and summary of the content in each section. I'll select this one. AI Assistant brings us instantly to that section and summarizes this infographic into a bulleted list that can be easily copied and shared in an email or presentation. Now, how can I get more details about their business? The answer to that question is likely distributed across the document, and I really don't have the time to read through the entire document to figure out the answer. To help, we'll use Ask AI Assistant. AI Assistant starts by recommending questions based on the document's content. This is quite helpful as you may not know where to start and what would be good questions to ask. So let's select one. Not only does AI Assistant provide an answer, even better, it provides citations. With a simple click, I'm immediately linked to the place in the document where it is discussed. This makes it easy for me to verify the source of Assistant's answers. I can also ask my own questions of AI Assistant. AI Assistant gathered and calculated the information from across the document, and it's very easy to verify. Pretty amazing. That would have taken me hours for me to do that manually. AI Assistant also follows up with more questions. This time they're based on both what's in the document and questions I've been asking. But again, I'll ask one of my own. This is a fantastic way to bring together and visualize information from across the document. In this case, a lot of the information AI Assistant summarized was originally displayed graphically and would have been really difficult and time-consuming to pull it together. All right, let's try another question. This document does not contain an answer to this question and hence the response. That's because, unlike web-based AI tools, AI Assistant is focused on exploring information from this document. AI Assistant also makes it quick and easy to summarize, format, and share information. I can ask AI Assistant to consolidate and format into text for emails, presentations, reports, and more. First, I'll ask AI Assistant to draft a catchy headline from the document for my summary. And then briefly summarize key takeaways for a slide presentation. Now I can just copy this information into PowerPoint and I'm done.
So I love that demo because I think we've all had the experience where you open up a document and it is, 100 pages long, and like, how do I know whether this is worth my time, worth spending my time on? And now with the summary, you get to see a quick snapshot of the main pieces that are within that document to understand, should I spend more time on it? If the content in the summary piques my interest, I can then start to use the assistant to do a couple of clicks down. Like that for us is the big unlock. Now, all of a sudden, these files where there's perhaps some intimidation about the amount of content that's in there, you can start to say, actually, this is really valuable for me to know. Not just that it's valuable for me to know what's in here, but I'm going to get the knowledge from this much, much faster. So that's super exciting.
Absolutely. So let's talk about searching versus asking.
Yeah.
And the difference between search and ask is really key.
Yeah, we get this a lot. Why could I not just search a document? The example I know we've talked a lot about before is, I want to search vacation policy in my HR documents. I search the word vacation. What do you think is going to happen? Yeah. Like, you're going to get vacation coming up hundreds of times. Yeah, but now you get to ask the question of the document to really get to the answer faster. So that for us, it's much more insight than it is actually searching for a word.
Absolutely. Search is so different than ask. That's all I had at my fingertips for years. So this is game changing for me because I can actually save a lot of time. So I've got another use case, and this one is a financial earnings report, very complex and hard to consume. So let's take a look at that.
Perfect.
Here is a financial earnings report from our fictitious organization, Secure Financial. It's their fourth quarter and year-end wrap-up. It can take 1 to 3 hours to review and pinpoint specific comments and topics that are of most interest. Analysts often need to be able to identify key company highlights to create summaries for clients. AI Assistant starts by recommending questions based on the document's contents. Not only does AI Assistant provide an answer, even better, it provides citations, allowing me to easily review the answer. I am immediately linked to the place in the document where this is discussed. This way, it's easy for me to verify the source of Assistant's answers. But I can also start my own conversation with AI Assistant. This information is gathered from multiple places in the document as well. And it might not have been as easy to come to that conclusion as quickly. It could have easily taken from 40 minutes to an hour to gather these insights. Now, I've been able to do this in just a few minutes. And there's a generative summary to help quickly navigate the document and review a summary for each section. Another area where AI Assistant can help is to replace searching a document with a question. The benefit? AI Assistant will provide insights. The term EBITDA occurs 26 times in this document, and I would have to read through each instance. However, I can ask my question to AI Assistant. And it replies with the answer and a citation. And to wrap up, I want to share my learnings with my clients. Now, I can ask Assistant to consolidate and format into text for emails, presentations, reports, and more. AI Assistant provides a well-formatted email, even with placeholders for subject and recipients. I'll just select copy and add to an email message, and I'm done.
Thanks for sharing that, Laurie. I think it's a great example and one that I think will relate to a lot of people, especially as we know how pervasive PDF is as a file format. We have over 500 million monthly active users of Acrobat products, and we know that over 40% of attachments that come through Outlook are PDF. So these are the opportunity to unlock this is everywhere. So whether you're in HR, whether you're in sales, whether you're in marketing, whether you're in finance, there's going to be opportunities where when you open up a PDF document, in the context and in the flow of work, you're going to be able to take advantage of this opportunity to get insights faster, to get accurate insights faster, be more efficient and be more effective at your role. So for us, that's a lot of the power that we're bringing to every single function within the organization and why we're so excited about it.
And I'm excited to start using it and sharing it with our customers.
Well, I'd love to show you another example. We've got a great one out of HR, which I think is an area that can benefit hugely from this. So I'd love to show you what it looks like.
For this use case, as part of the HR response team, I received an email from one of our employees asking to clarify the time off policy and whether she was able to take equipment home. From acrobat.adobe.com, I'll select AI Assistant and select this Microsoft Word file, the latest version of our employee handbook and benefits. And here it is. Just like we saw in the desktop app, AI Assistant provided suggestions based on the document's contents. First, let's take a look at the generative summary to help me get a quick understanding of the content. AI Assistant generated an instant overview of the document and summary of the content in each section. This is a great summary of the section on time off options, and I could copy this for my response. However, I'd like more details, so I'll ask AI Assistant to help. This information is gathered from multiple places in the document and could have taken more of my time to gather these insights. All of the citations are here, and I'm also instructed to refer to the employee handbook for the most up-to-date information. I could use this as is or ask AI Assistant to help me craft an email. Write an email summarizing the company's time off policy for full-time employees. Great. I'll just copy this into the email. Oh, and she asked about equipment. Can employees take equipment home? Well, AI Assistant lets me know that it's not explicitly stated in the handbook, but it does provide a citation about responsibility of equipment and overall computer policy. That's because, unlike web-based AI tools, AI Assistant is only gathering information from this document. And that third demo use case really resonated with me because my colleagues and customers are always asking me for information, and now I can get back to them so much more quickly.
There's another part that really jumped out for me in that demo, and it's about attribution. One of the critical components of the AI assistant is being able to provide trusted output. So if I'm asking questions, I want to know that the answers that are coming back from AI assistant can be used and can be shared, and I can stand behind them. So we look at that in a couple of ways. Number one, we stand behind the quality of the output. That's the layer that we add onto the AI magic that is behind all of this. But number two, we add the attribution. So you can also go back and look at the source material to just validate that what the AI assistant is providing you is accurate and is leverageable. So for me, that part really jumped out on what you were showcasing as something that I think people will find tremendous value from.
And I love that it's in the context when you look at the attribution. You can read what's around it. And yes, it's totally in context.
Absolutely.
So, okay, cool. All right, so I'd love to move on to our third topic, which is all about the mechanics of what we've been talking about today. So let's take a look at this by doing some frequently asked questions.
Perfect.
Okay, so question number 1, how can I access the beta?
Well, it's in your Acrobat today. So if you just go in as of now and open up Acrobat, you'll see in the, as you saw in the demos, you're going to see this beautiful icon up in the corner. You click on that, it's going to open up your AI assistant. So the AI assistant is in beta, and it's available for our Acrobat Standard and Pro users that are purchasing through individual or team subscriptions. So customers can access all the features through the Acrobat desktop applications on both Windows and on Mac OS and on the Acrobat web application. So it should be available pretty much everywhere. The AI assistant is going to be available in Acrobat, excluding mobile, in countries where Acrobat is currently available. And for those list of countries, you can go to our website and find out a little bit more. We will be in private beta for our enterprise customers and are excited to continue to roll that out across our large organizations.
Perfect. Great. The second question is, which languages are supported?
Well, currently for the AI Assistant and Acrobat beta, we're supporting PDFs that are in English, but we've got a quick succession of plans to roll out across other languages as well. So you'll start to see those come out quickly.
Great. Well, here's another really important question. Did the generative AI in Acrobat go through Adobe's AI ethics process?
Yeah, absolutely. And this is such an important question because it really speaks to the responsible use of AI that we have across all of our products. Everything that we put into our products undergoes review by our AI committee, and it's been designed to reflect our Adobe's AI principles of accountability, responsibility, and transparency. So you can be confident that the application of AI within Acrobat holds true to those policies as well. And we feel really, really good about the way that we've approached that within our products.
It's really important that we're following Adobe's guidelines. But what about the data? That's another question that I'm hearing. So how will we protect customers' data and documents when they're using the generative AI functionality?
I mean, we take that responsibility incredibly seriously. We know that the documents that people generally have within PDFs are some of the most valuable content that exists within an organization. That's your intellectual property. So those are your contracts. This is highly sensitive information, and we understand that. So we ensure that there is zero training that happens on for LLMs based on the data, either from the prompts or the document data that exists. So you can be confident that none of the data that you have within your organization is being used to train other LLM models. Because for us, again, that is just a baseline standard of being able to support businesses. So you can have the confidence in how your data is being handled.
That's great. It's good to know. Next question. Will customers have to pay to use generative AI features in Acrobat? Well, that's a great question. For a limited time during the beta, the Acrobat generative AI functionality will be included for use at no additional charge in our current Acrobat free trials and Acrobat Standard and Pro subscription plans across individual and teams. Okay, here's another question. How can I find out more information? Well, if you have other questions that weren't answered today, or if you'd like to know more about generative AI in Acrobat, check out the resources widget. You'll find links to tutorials, users guides, and other helpful resources related to this webinar. Or if you prefer to talk to a real person and would like to see how Gen AI can address your specific needs, click the Contact Us button in the console and an Adobe sales team member will be in touch. All right, before we wrap up, Alex, can you talk us through what's in store? What does the future look like?
Well, this is just the beginning of our innovation. Like, as we're bringing this to market and we're bringing AI Assistant into the flow of work for all of the Acrobat users that we have so they can get faster time to knowledge with trusted insights. This is just the beginning of a constant drumbeat that you're going to see of innovation coming through and building off this really strong start. And when we think about the capabilities that we can start to put into the hands of businesses and into the hands of end users to make them even more efficient with their time, provide them even richer value and deeper insights as it relates to their experiences with Adobe. This is just going to be a continual part of their AI journey with us, and super excited to travel along that with our 500 million users.
Yeah, well, that was fun. It's such an exciting and relevant topic. Now, as a quick review, Alex and I talked about some important questions around generative AI in Acrobat. We talked through what generative AI does in Acrobat and how it can expedite daily work. And then we finished up with some frequently asked questions around availability, ethics, and security. And with that, I want to thank you, Alex, for joining me here today.
You're very welcome. This was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you to our audience for joining and participating as well today. That concludes our program. We wish you all a great remainder of your day.